Ireland has recognized Palestine for a hot second, hasn't it? Or did they only just make it official? Because Spain now recognizes the Palestinian state. Not saying I had anything to do with this, just saying I go to Spain, I leave Spain, they recognize Palestine. So I don't know. Maybe people who say I'm not an effective political operative for change can eat it. The evidence is clear. I can't detail any of the specifics. All I'm saying is, a remarkably consistent pattern. Yeah, Norway as well. We have the NATO map, except it's which countries recognize Palestine. Man, it really is like an Iron Curtain thing, isn't it? Isn't that crazy? Look at this. Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria. It really is just like which side of the Iron Curtain. Slovenia plans to recognize a Palestinian state following a set of parliamentary procedures expected relatively soon. Okay, they've got it in the docket. They've got it in the docket. Ireland is not a member of NATO. You know what point I'm making here, okay? Also, what would they even contribute? Does Ireland even have a military? Croatia gets military equipment from Israel. Yeah. It wouldn't be the Balkans if they would agree on one issue. It's just I don't know. It's just this feels so antiquated. Like Israel is a settler colonial project that's brutally militarily enforcing apartheid in a kind of borderline civil war that you could get like right out of 1960s Latin America or West Africa or whatever. And meanwhile, like if you take a look at who like ends up on whose side, like we almost have the Iron Curtain line. Like it's almost it's almost perfect, really, on who falls on which side of things. Remember that Poland was always based when it came to Palestine. Polish delegation to Palestinian territories pays tribute to Arafat. Boost. Well, we're not Arafat enjoyers here, but compared to anything Israel has to offer. Frankly, Arafat could bring like a big steaming pile of dog shit to the table, and it would probably be better than what the Israeli war cabinet would bring. So in a comparative sense, like we are in fact big Arafat enjoyers. We are look, if one person loves Arafat, it is me, and if nobody loves Arafat, it's because everybody in this community is dead. Probably mispronouncing his name. Why do you not Arafat? Because the Palestinians were cursed by, I don't know, sea witches a long time ago to only be represented by pieces of shit. If you go back through the history of well, obviously with Hamas, but like the Palestinian Authority or anything else, like they have consistently had really bad representation. This is not me downplaying what Israel has done. There have been like critical points in time where if the Palestinian representatives hadn't had their heads up their asses, we probably could have avoided the current situation, it's definitely like, again, I'm not removing blame from Israel here. I'm just saying that the Palestinian people have not had the best leadership. Wait, Israel has lost my sympathy, says Croatia's president even back in October. Thank you, Croatia. Milanovic also pledges to lower EU and NATO flags in his office because they shouldn't be on the same level as the Croatian one. Do you think perhaps his problem with Israel is just that they're not Croatian? Maybe this isn't really like an ethical thing. Maybe this is just like maybe something else is going on here. Possible? Yeah. I mean, Vosh, this is kind of ignoring that we had a corridor to two-state solution. Some dipshit Israeli ultranationalist hashed that. Thank you, emissary. That was also a fact, a tidbit that you could add to what I was saying. I don't think that in any way detracts from the point that I was making, but thank you for reminding us that you know a thing. I don't think it's ignoring it at all. I mean, you could have instead phrased that as, to contribute to the discussion at hand, we must also remember that, but instead you chose to phrase it like, you idiot, Vosh, you moron. You forgot this thing. I'm on to you. It's so weird that other non-superpowers have nationalism. Like, what is Croatian nationalism? It seems like the more of a shithole your country is, the more nationalism you have. Because I genuinely don't even... Like, a lot of American nationalism is like this latent, passive kind of like you rest easy in the throne of hegemony, But then you go over to Serbia, and it's like, holy shit. Like, these people treat nationalism the way Latin Americans treat soccer games. You know, like these people are out here being hooligans for their nationalism. Not to say there aren't Americans like that. It's just, you know. But would you have noticed the comment if they hadn't phrased it that way? That's a good point, you know? Maybe life is suffering, and the only way to stand out is to increase the misery of the people around you. Hi, how do I not fall in the right-wing rabbit hole again? Just don't do it. Going down the right-wing pipeline should be like getting chicken pox in that it can only happen once. If it happens twice, sincerely, I doubt, like, I don't know what's going on. Are you injecting yourself with it deliberately? How does that happen a second time? Like really, fool me once, shame on the right-wing grifters who pulled you into it when you were 13 years old and thought saying the N-word in a Call of Duty lobby was the height of comedy. Fool you twice? You get pulled back in? I don't understand that at all. Do you have, like, Alzheimer's? Did you forget? The second time is shingles? Yeah, I have no respect for shingles havers. Shingles? This sounds like some Victorian condition. This doesn't sound like something people should be getting with modern medical science. I don't respect that. It was the second blow to Israel's international reputation this week after the chief prosecutor of the ICC. Yeah, that was pretty wild. France backs ICC after it seeks arrest warrants for Israel's Netanyahu Hamas leaders. Yeah, not to, like, oversell the issue, but can somebody find me a link for this? Because I didn't have it prepped. America, was it our State Department? Was it Kirby who said it? Basically said, like, we are going to sanction the ICC if they do their job. I think there were even threats to, like, defund World Bank shit. Or not the World Bank, sorry, the World Food Bank. What was the really evil stuff? U.S. signals support for possible ICC sanctions over Israel warrants. What was it I saw on Twitter? We have a murder-suicide pact with Israel, you know? Like, Israel doesn't even like us, and they don't rep our interests, yet for some reason we are tanking our relationship with the rest of the world over them. It's crazy. It's a two-country death cult. The World Food Program, yeah. Mike Pompeo, targeting Israel is the first step before the ICC comes after Americans. I wish. The Biden administration should immediately sanction. Yeah, but Mike Pompeo says all kinds of stuff, right? Blinken has suggested he will work with lawmakers on potential sanctions against the ICC as its prosecutor seeks arrest warrants for senior Israeli officials. That's so cool. I love being America in the sense that we're not a signatory of the ICC and are therefore not within their jurisdiction, but we still have the power to sanction them and, like, completely tank their ability to do their job when our allies do war crimes. That's really cool. I like that a lot. At a Tuesday hearing of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, James Rich, its top Republican, asked whether Blinken would support legislation to address the ICC, quote, sticking its nose in the business of countries that have an independent, legitimate, democratic judicial system. You guys are aware of the fact that, like, if modern day America, I genuinely do think that if Israel did their own Holocaust, like a proper one, you know, if they did, like, everything, the camps and everything, you know, not just like what they're doing now with let's use AI to drop 2,000-pound bombs on refugee huts. We would be, like, opposing the subsequent Nuremberg trial equivalent. You know what I mean? I don't know where this line ends, frankly. I have no idea. It's pretty insane. It seems like America is all for rules-based international order as long as we get to control the outcome. And if we can't control the outcome to a T, we are so militantly opposed to it that we will, like, actively deconstruct decades of international precedent and work to prevent, like, that system from ever making an outcome we don't approve of. No, but seriously, what are we doing? Strapped down, blindfolded, held in diapers, Israeli whistleblowers detail abuse of Palestinians in shadowy detention centers. Yeah, it's, yeah. That's pretty cool. You know, it's not like I've grown up seeing 1,000 images like this directly depicting the suffering of Jewish people in World War II. But, you know, let's just do it. Let's just do it all over again, I guess. Most moral army, though? Yeah, well, you know, these guys are all Hamas, I'm sure. Like, just put the stripes on the outfits they're given. Just commit to the bit, you know? Czechia wasn't on the map, but I can assure you they're not supporting Palestine. The map was only about the recognition of Palestine as a state, not about like general, yeah. You know, all the stuff that they've said about the ICC not having jurisdiction here, like, all of that is completely undone by the fact that the ICC has issued an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is also a democratically elected leader in a country outside the jurisdiction. Russia is not an ICC signatory nation. You know, I wish they would put some effort into making the lies more convincing, because it's very condescending. It's like, I feel like I'm being talked down to, like a parent talking to a 4-year-old about why they can't, like, or like, you know, they're like, hey, we have to go do something at 3 p.m. today. And you're like, hey, is it a dentist visit? Because I really don't want to go to the dentist. They're like, no, we're going to ice cream. And it's like, just be honest with me. Come on. Benjamin Link. Here's a more comprehensive map of recognition of Palestine in Europe. You're 100% right. It's the old Iron Curtain borders. God damn. That is crazy. And now this is outdated. We finally have... So we now have, like, recognition that has crossed the Iron Curtain, right? In the form of... well, I'm in Norway, where Sweden wasn't in the... before. But, you know, like, all the way over here in Western Europe with Ireland and Spain. We're not playing League of Legends. That's crazy, 2D Siggy. You know what you're doing right now? Wait, 2D Siggy has something to add to chat. Vosh, why do you trust Benjamin to link anything when he links 99% drama? 2D Siggy, has it occurred to you that you are drama frogging right now? Did you know that? Have you thought of it that way? Yes, but I hate the rich. Ooh! A resounding, a parry from 2D Siggy coming out there. That is true. How many times have you gone out to bat for Apple? It's a good counter-argument. Why are you being so sarcastic, aggressive tonight, lol? First of all, it's the morning, okay? There's one time zone. It's the one that I'm in. That's the stream time zone. You're in America. Speak English, okay? Second of all, this is how we roll now, okay? I go outside. I touch grass for 1 week, and then I realize, wow, you guys are really annoying sometimes, and I'm right. This is the new uncucked arc, okay? Living free. All right, we're drinking raw milk on this stream. It was in this video. The result almost inevitably was that it became regarded, in the reported words of one elected official to the chief prosecutor, as, quote, built for Africa and thugs like Putin. Oh, they're even acknowledging the Putin thing. That is true, though. Like, you know, the ICC should only be allowed to do stuff when it's going after black people and, like, enemies of the United States. I think that fully that is... I mean, this is like the shithole countries argument, but applied to international politics in like a formalistic sense, where it's like the ICC's job is to target random African warlords and other people who are irrelevant to the broader machinations of American hegemony. Once you start interfering with our plans, you know, you can fuck off. Nearly smeared by chat because Vosh can't read. That's true, Benjamin. That's true. I can't read. You should have remembered that, by the way, and said beginning of the second paragraph. So that's a little bit on you. Lindsey Graham warns that the U.S. could face war crime charges. Oh, yeah, I saw this. This is good.
Together, we'll find a way to register our displeasure with the ICC, because if they'll do this to Israel, we're next. This group tried to come after our soldiers. Yeah, you can clap all you want to.
Yeah, everyone in attendance is like, please, yes, we have many war criminals that we would love arrested. Your terms are acceptable.
They tried to come after our soldiers in Afghanistan, but reason prevailed. So at the end of
They tried to come after our soldiers in Afghanistan, but reason prevailed.
the day here, what I hope to happen is that we level sanctions against the ICC for this outrage to not only help our friends in Israel, but protect ourselves over time. Mr. Secretary, your statement yesterday was excellent. The president's statement was excellent. Senator Schumer's statement on the floor.
That's what I love to see from Joe Biden, by the way. That gets me really gassed up for the re-election. For Senator Lindsey Graham to say that his comment on any issue was excellent, you know? The only thing, if Senator Lindsey Graham says, man, Joe Biden really knocked it out of the park with that one, and the statement was Joe Biden saying that water is good to drink and the sky is blue, I would still feel very suspect about that. I wouldn't like that at all. For it to be on a matter of genuine, like, foreign import, I don't like that at all. I don't like that one bit, you know? This really does tie back into my theory, genuinely, that, like, as bad as Donald Trump would be in every conceivable way, he might actually just luck into having been better on the Israel-Palestine issue itself. Because I don't know what Biden could do worse. Like, within the realm of reason. Like, you could joke and say, like, oh, well, he could nuke it. I don't think that's going to happen. Netanyahu has gotten to do whatever the f*** wants. and Trump is incompetent enough that at least if Trump was doing all of this, liberals would reflexively dislike it. You know, the stupid in this household we treat everyone equally hogs would see Trump and Netanyahu openly engaging in, like, at the very least, an ethnic cleansing, and they would be like, oh, well, that's bad. You know, I support Israel, but I don't support this barbarism or whatever. But because Joe Biden is here to, you know, whitewash the entire thing, we have to see about 100 million Americans get just by default, you know, pulled into that position. We need to orange man bad our way out of this. You know, that was the timeline. It's bad. It's so bad. Yeah, but this way more liberals are getting disillusioned to being further left. Well, a fat lot of hell that's going to be when it's Biden versus Trump in 2024. We'll see how much of that, like, 100 million AIPAC has to dump against people like Jamal Bowman, who we're going to help with, by the way. We're going to see how much, like, effect all that sentiment ends up having. Whatever. I mean, the Trump-Biden debate might change people's view. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. The Trump-Biden debate might change things, and that one or both of them might, like, die. You know, you do realize that an hour of uninterrupted speaking in an antagonistic environment from Joe Biden might genuinely kill the man, right? Like, I'm not doing a bit here. There's a reason why Joe Biden's "I challenge you to a debate" video had to be cut 5 times. The man cannot speak. He's falling apart worse than Donald Trump. Donald Trump at least has decades of experience being a, like, showman and TV host. Maybe he's being puppeted by that, like, legacy a little bit. Like, he's not even thinking about what he's saying. He's just kind of, you know, projecting forward the riz. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Trump is more stimulants. That's the difference. Trump has a higher drug resistance. That's the real winning kick, because both of them need the adrenochrome. They both need the, like, you know, stash of adrenaline that they excavated from the mines deep beneath Epstein's Island. But Biden can only handle a little bit, and Donald Trump is fat and has much higher drug resistance. So he can go up to the guilt. Like, he can just fully dose on that, you know? Trump invested in electrochemistry. Yeah, he did. He is winning those roles. He is hitting the double sixes on every time.